Hey, Mr. Clash here, coming at you with a full tutorial and strategy guide on how to 3-star any Town Hall 8 and how to do that with hogs. Hogs alone so far is that what I can see. There are other strategies you can use, but this guide is mainly going to talk about hogs, or is only going to talk about hogs, and hogs have been the most reliable strategy for just about every Town Hall 8 base you can come up with. The plan is, when you're doing this type of attack that you will see, what I will do is I'll run through the different information on the attack strategy. Then I will do a walkthrough of an attack plan on a Town Hall 8, show you that replay, and then we'll just see replays of that same strategy being used repeatedly to get pretty easy 3 stars on Town Hall 8s. So the plan is to lure the CC to the side, that's the enemy clan castle to the side that you want to attack from. So if you want to come from the right or the left, if you want to come from the right, then you trigger the CC and you lure them over to the right. Then you kill them over there. Then you drop your Barb King to tank and do an initial tanking for your hogs. Then you deploy your hogs surgically and heal them as needed as they path around the base. It sounds pretty simple. Now, the thing with the king is obviously if you can attack from the enemy king's side and your king can get his king, well, that's a plus as well. But that doesn't always happen, and it might not work for how you see the base's bombs being presented to you, so you'd need to do something different. Now, the ideal base for this particular strategy is any base that, number one, it has a lureable CC, where you can lure the CC with your hogs, where you can either path around or avoid the double giant bombs, or where you can cheaply trigger them without losing too many hogs of your own. They're the ideal bases, where you can trigger the CC and where you can think about how you can path your hogs around the double giant bombs or trigger them cheaply. Troop strength. The idea on the troop strength, it's not just applicable to hogs, it's applicable to all your attacking, and that is only attack a max base, in this case with hogs, if your hogs and your wizards are maxed. There is no point going against a Town Hall 8 max base and you've got level 2 hogs and level 4 wizards. Just forget about it. It's not even you're not gonna make a dent. If your attack is to do a bit of a scout for a proper attack later on by someone, fine. But as it stands, nah, not gonna happen. So rule of thumb, level 2 and 3 hogs are passable on new Town Hall 8s only, and that is Town Hall 8s where they still have Town Hall 7 weapons or they only have 1 upgrade done. That's the general rule of thumb with your hog leveling. Max Town Hall 8, you want level 4 hogs and level 5 wizards. So let's have a look at the attack order. The attack order, number 1, lure the CC with 4 hogs and make sure you take out a point defense while you're doing it. So you put 4 hogs on 1 point defense. And we'll take out the point defense and lure the CC. You draw the CC to the side of the base you want to attack from and you kill it from that side. So if you want to come from the right, like I said, that's the side you draw the CC to and you kill it over there. Step 3 is you deploy the Barb King to act as a tank for your kill squad. So as your kill squad has finished attacking the CC in the corner, as they come in, they would normally be in range of weapons and get taken out. However, you drop your Barb King there. The Barb King will take some damage, the kill squad will live. Then you deploy your hogs from that same side as the king, usually surgically, and you reinforce them as needed. Surgical means only a few hogs per weapon, instead of just dumping all your hogs on the field of battle in 5 seconds. You heal the hogs as needed. So as they go around the base, you heal them, and you keep some wizards up your sleeve from your initial kill squad, and when things are looking good, then you deploy the cleanup wizards. That is the attack order. The standard troop combo for this particular strategy is 2 archers, 4 barbarians, 6 wizards, 34 hogs, and in your clan castle you will take 2 witches and 1 barbarian. Alternatively, you could take some hogs instead of witches and a barbarian, but it then means you need to make adjustments for your own hogs and wizards to make sure that you can kill the enemy CC no matter what. For instance, you might want to only take 34 of your own hogs, or you might want the CC hogs drop a couple of hogs from your own inventory and maybe boost it up with some minions or something, just in case the enemy's got a Valkyrie or something like that. Mix and match. But generally I've found that there is no need to take CC hogs. This particular troop combo works in every base and every clan castle composition that I've seen. The spells, 3 heal spells and 2 poison spells. The heal spells obviously are for the hogs. 2 poison spells, they're generally for the skellies. You can have one for the skellies and maybe one for the enemy Barb King if needed, or if you might need 2 for the skellies. Very rarely will you need to drop the poison spell on the enemy CC, but you can. But I don't generally say do it, because the enemy CC wants to run away from the poison spell, and that can tend to muck things up a little bit. It's all case dependent, really. Depends how you feel at the time. Anyway, what we'll do, go into the first plan of attack. I'll put the picture of the base up. I'll run through the quick plan of attack, show you that one, and then we'll just have replays of all the other attacks going with a little bit of commentary over, so just as reinforcement of this strategy so you can see how effective it is. Okay, so what we're going to do on this first one is just do a little bit of a run through, and then we'll get the attack plan going. Now this attack was a cleanup attack, and so 2 things were known about this base: what was in the clan castle and where 2 big bombs were. There was one big bomb here, and there was another big bomb around about there. Might change that pencil size to smaller. Okay, that's where the 2 big bombs were. There are builders' huts in the corners. That is a consideration, and the clan castle is a little bit hard to lure. So as said in the rundown, send 4 hogs in to help destroy a point defense weapon and to get the lure on the clan castle. Now in this particular case, also, where do you want to attack from? So the idea is to attack from this right hand side, and the reason being is to path down around, down to the bottom and then up around to the left with the hogs. Now that means you need to protect your kill squad, so send 4 hogs in on this archer tower. Now the idea is, as said, destroy the archer tower, so the archer tower gets taken out, then the hogs will run to the wizard, and that will trigger the clan castle troops. Clan castle is lured. You've taken out a point defense and lured the clan castle. Now this point defense is important because the next stage of the attack, after everything is done, is to come in on this cannon. Now without a point defense here, and without this cannon being able to do anything, because this is where you're going first, your kill squad can live. And that's the importance of taking out a point defense and deciding on which side of the base you're coming from. You are trying to make your kill squad survive. Once this is done, you drop your 2 barbs. In this case, 2 barbs have been triggered on this. So you drop your 2 barbs, you drop 4 wizards and the king and the clan castle. The clan castle, 2 barbs at clan castle, 4 wizards. That takes out the enemy's clan castle over in the corner. Drop the king so that the cannon will start firing on the king, because you need to keep your kill squad alive because they become part of your cleanup crew. Once that looks like that's happening, then you send 3 to 4 hogs in on each point defense or on each defense, depending on if there's anything else that can possibly shoot the hogs. Each of these gets the 3 or 4 hogs on them, so on and so forth until you run out of hogs. And then you don't have to do them all at the same time. You just feed your hogs as they go around. Keep an eye on them. When this archer starts to shoot down on these hogs, then you can send some hogs in here. When this cannon starts to shoot on these hogs, then you can send some more hogs in there. If this cannon can't shoot that and that archer's not shooting that, there'll be 2 point defense. So maybe you might want to send 4 hogs in on this one instead of 3. That's the sort of logic you have to look at this particular attack strategy with. Once this happens, there's 2 bombs are known, the 3rd one is not known. So whereabouts it is in the base, the first attack did not get any other information out of the base. So is it here, here, is it in the middle, over here somewhere? Unknown. So that is the general overall plan. 4 hogs on that, kill the clan castle over here, come in, Barb King, and then surgically deploy the hogs, 3 to 4 hogs at a time, around the base until the hogs are deployed, and follow them around with the heal spells, and save poisons for skelly spells. Okay, so that's the general simplified plan of attack on this particular base. And what we'll do is we'll have a look at how this works in action, and then from this moment on we won't go over a plan. I'll just show you the attack and just talk you through it, and you'll see the same principles in action. Kill the point defense with hogs, draw it to the side, kill the CC, tank for the hogs as they come in and the kill squad, and game over for the base. So we'll get onto the attack now. Okay, so we'll just get the hogs coming in now. There we go. You've seen 4 hogs have been deployed onto that first archer tower. The archer tower will go down before the hogs do. The hogs will come forward, and there we go. The dragon and the balloon have been lured, and as a bonus, a skelly trap has been triggered. So that won't bother the hogs as they path around. If you paid really close attention, you would have noticed that while that was going on, 2 barbs were dropped on those bombs that I mentioned. So we've got the 2 barbs drop, the clan castle drop, the side wizards drop, and that leaves 2 wizards up your sleeve and an archer. Now we've got the king comes down to tank for the initial hogs, so we can send 3 hogs on that one. We notice there's a wizard tower there. Teslas have popped, so they get a little bit reinforced with a heal spell, because Teslas can do a lot of damage to hogs, and so just reinforce them a little bit is fine. Some more hogs on that other archer tower. There is that cannon shooting that archer tower as well, and the rest of the hogs coming down on that last cannon on the left hand side. Put a heal spell there because there is an archer tower and a Tesla there in that corner, and the other hogs will path there. And one more heal spell because there could have been a bomb there, and because like I said, the other bomb its location was unknown. That last heal spell goes to where the other bomb location could have been, and that's it. All the weapons are down. Hogs are just doing some cleanup. The king aggroed onto the other king, and both witches I think are still up. I think so. They might not, but yes, both witches are still up. All the wizards are still up. That last cleanup wizard was just placed on the bottom builder's hut. Archer on the left side, builder's hut. All builder's huts are taken care of. All witches are up, and we've got 1, 2, 3. Maybe lost 1 wizard. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. Alright, so we're going to come in from the right hand side there. You can see 4 hogs deployed onto that archer tower. It did get the lure with 1 hog, but the archer tower needed to go down so that when you come in with your main push, the archer tower is not going to take too much of a toll on the kill squad. So that's one of the extra reasons that you're doing this, is to try and clear a little bit of a safety zone area for your kill squad that's coming in. So you can see the 2 barbs drop down, the clan castle gets dropped down, the kill squad wizards get dropped down, 4 of them, and now the king comes, he gets dropped down as well. So the first hogs in on that wizard on the right hand side to help clear that path out, and now the rest of the hogs slowly becoming surgically placed as the hogs start pathing around. Bit of heal spell as you feel that the hogs need it. Now that's it, all the hogs are now in play. The witches and wizards funneling around or pathing around to the right hand side. Heal spell in that big compartment. One of those heal spells will fill up one of those little circles whenever you see those sorts of bases where it looks like there's a logical place for a bomb. That's where you place your heal spells, and in this case a lot of those places were correct where there was a heal spell. I'm not sure if all the bombs have been triggered, but that doesn't matter. Still 1 cleanup wizard, 1 archer and 1 barb left. 3 wizards pathing around the left hand side. The hogs will get everything else. You did notice that poison spell, it did get the skellies, and he did try to place it on the king a little bit. And what that does when you place the poison spell on the king, it's not to kill the king, because the king won't die from a poison spell, but it slows the king's attack rate down, so that if you've got hogs or anything trying to attack the king cannot attack back as fast. Now if you've been paying attention as well, you'll see where the other cleanup troops were placed that were held in reserve, and that this base has been wrecked by the same army composition that we're talking about here, and with surgical deployment onto the base. And that's pretty well it. Once these wizards get through the bottom compartment on the right hand side and the hogs come over. Now you will notice, I'll touch on this on the next attack. So we'll go and have a look at that next attack just now. Okay, so as we wait for the next attack to start, you've got the 4 hogs coming in to take out a points defense weapon, and then to lure over to get the clan castle. Now you could have dropped that differently. Now you'll see that a couple of Valkyries have come out in the clan castle and have been asked, does the kill squad of the witches and things in your own CC still deal with Valkyries? You can take minions, of course, to deal with Valkyries themselves, but the general idea is you drop the same deployment, but then you drop your king down and you try to get your king down very quickly. Now will notice in this particular one, get the king down, rage the king, but the wizards that help deal with that were dropped very slow in this case, so the king wasn't able to live. But you still bring in your hogs as per normal in that surgical fashion to start pathing around the base a little bit, and you'll notice that the kill squad is still alive on the right hand side and that the hogs come over. Now what I wanted to just touch on briefly from the previous video was you do notice that you did not have like 20 hogs left at the end of the raid. You're sacrificing 4 hogs at the start, so you're starting the actual attack part, the main part of the attack, you're starting with 30 hogs, and by the time you get to the end, maybe there's 10 left, maybe you've lost 20 hogs, and you're going to have some attrition. You're going to have, on Town Hall 8s, it's very hard to avoid all the spring traps and deal with them. So if those spring traps sprung 3 hogs each time, then that's 18 hogs that are gone from 6 spring traps, and that's a lot. 4 hogs or 12 hogs from 4 spring traps. It's a lot of hogs to lose to spring traps. Even if they trigger 4, you've lost 12 hogs. It starts getting close to half of your attack squad when you include just death because you can't cover them all, or skellies killing them, or the main king killing them, and so on and so forth. So when you're starting out with 34 hogs, 4 are gone at the start, you're left with 30, and you will just have some natural attrition throughout. And if you'd come in with 20 hogs, that natural attrition would mean end of the raid. This way you're covering that. Now in this case, the 2 wizards were kept in reserve just because that king was still alive, because of course the attacking king was sacrificed to kill the Valkyries because the wizards weren't put down quick enough. But those hogs, the enemy king pathed over to the hogs, and so the extra wizards weren't needed to deal with that. Instead they can be dropped down on the weapons. So we'll have a look at the next attack. Okay, in this particular attack, we're going to make a slight little change to the deployment of the hogs. And the reason is because there are a few secondary levels of weapons in this particular base and the way that the base is laid out. We're still sending in the 4 hogs on that first point defense. Hopefully it was going to go to that archer because there was a suspect double bomb there or big bomb there. I was going to be one of either. Fortunately, it triggered a skelly trap, so the same deployment comes down, drop the 2 barbs for distraction, drop the CC, get your wizards down as part of the kill squad. Once that starts to happen, that's looking all pretty good. Get your king down. There we go, the king has come into play. Now, unfortunately, the king is not tanking for the weapons as such, so we've got those first hogs coming down. Now, the first hogs were meant to go to that archer, but that's okay. The second hogs went to the cannon. If the archer fell first, then those hogs would go to the mortar, trigger the bomb, and that's what the purpose of those first 4 hogs were. Now, the reason the rest of these hogs are coming in this fashion is because of the double layers. You can still see, if you had come in from normal, the first hogs would then be targeted by a wizard, an archer, and a cannon on the second layer. There was no real way to surgically deploy the hogs to come around and not be targeted by multiple weapons at the same time on that second layer. So that's why the hogs were sent in that fashion, almost like a wall. And if you go back and watch again, you'll see that hogs were kept in reserve so they could be sent to that mortar to help take out that mortar, so that the kill squad would not be decimated by the mortar as they pathed around, and so that the other hogs wouldn't need to go back up there. So if you watch this little attack again, if you just go back in the video a little bit and watch that particular deployment on the keeping hogs in reserve to take out that last particular thing, and how the hogs were deployed because there were multiple layers of defenses, and surgical deployment would not have worked so well in this particular base layout because there were multiple layers of point defenses and things shooting the hogs. And so what we'll do is we'll have a look at the next video, the next attack, and we'll see something slightly different again. Okay, what first thing you notice about this base and the troop composition is there is a slight change in the troop composition. So there's a possible bomb location in front of that wizard. So what Minigrim has done here is drop the Barb King to take out the enemy Barb King, act as distraction, and send in some hogs to try and trigger a double bomb location. Now, there still could be 2 bombs there. We know there's no Tesla there, and it did pop a Tesla. So it got the lure and it triggered a bomb as well. So there are 26 hogs left he has now, and he has his CC as well. So he's just dropping a barb over on the right hand side, so he wants to come in on the right hand side with the main push of the attack. So the king was sacrificed to get the king and as part of the lure. So just waiting for another archer to come down, get the dragon and wizard that's left over onto the right hand side to deal with them. And you will notice as he's dealing with them that he's dealing with them in a slightly different way than the witches in the CC. So he's dropped a poison spell, put a few archers down so that the wizard and the dragon will sort of remain in the poison spell, drop a few wizards on them, drop some barbs in the middle maybe, no need to, and that's it. That's his kill squad. Now he's coming in with a massive force of hogs here. It's almost all of these hogs have been deployed in a couple of lines, and he's got hogs in the CC. And the reason he's done this is because, similar to the previous attack, there were multiple layers of weapons. And if you had tried to come in surgically on this particular base, you could have run out of heal spells. The weapons on the second layers would be adding to the damage that the hogs are taking from the weapons on the first layers, and trying to keep them healed up around the entire base might not have worked so well. So on those really tight congested bases, you cannot deploy your hogs thinly. You've got to come in heavy so that the hogs can survive the multiple attacks, but also take out the first lots of weapons quickly. If you come in light, then you've got 2 or 3 weapons shooting on your hogs. Your hogs are spending too much time on those first set of weapons getting hit. If you come in heavy, they can get through those weapons quicker and they don't take as much damage. So on the really tight congested bases, it often pays just to come in a little bit heavier, and on the slightly more spread out bases, you can do your more traditional style sort of a surgical deployment. It's a base by base example. And you can see here in this case, mass deployment was the option because this base was congested. Now let's have a look at the last attack. Okay, as we wait for this initial lure to come in, a little bit of a different one. There will be 1 hog for the lure. The reason is with 2 mortars and 3 point defense and a clan castle all on that one location, the chance of that point defense going down was slim, and it could have just wasted 4 hogs. So 1 hog instead. Standard kill squad, 2 of your own barbs, CC comes down, wizards go down, remembering to always keep those 2 wizards up your sleeve for cleanup. King goes down as a little bit of distraction, and now the hogs can come in. Possible bomb location in that first place, drop a heal. Second bomb location, drop a heal. And now the 2 archers on the left is the other logical place for a heal bomb, so drop a heal there when the time comes. Now, as you've seen, on these particular bases where you don't have too many layers of weapons, the surgical deployment just works wonderfully. On the other bases where there are multiple layers of point defense weapons, then in that case come in heavy. Your surgical deployment, 3 to 4 hogs per defense, going around in a clockwise or anti-clockwise motion, helping back up the hogs as you go. You don't need to spread them out all automatically and just hope they all converge in the middle. That may work, but it's more proven to work better this way. Clan Castle, 2 witches and a barb, my preferred method. Or you've seen that you can bring in your own hogs, and then if you do, you need to figure out how to kill the clan castle yourself, usually with some wizards and distraction barbs to take care of dragons and things like that. There's a lot in this particular tutorial. I suggest you go back to the start, watch it all again, take notes if you need to, ask any questions below. I will answer everything. All that's left to say is thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video.